Ever had your parents criticize your life choices at the worst possible moment? Here's how I shut down the judgment once and for all. I'm a nurse practitioner, working closely with doctors and midwives on low-risk maternity cases. My fiancé and I have lived together for years, but my very religious parents hate that we're not married yet. They've been vocal about it, especially during family gatherings. This Christmas, during dinner, my mom started going on about how relieved she is that we're finally getting married, and my dad praised my siblings for doing it the right way. My fiancé was getting embarrassed, and I was fed up. So I casually brought up a story about a premature baby, then asked my parents about my oldest brother, who was supposedly born 4 months premature at over 9 pounds. The room went silent. After dinner, I made it clear, if they ever criticize my living arrangements again, I'll keep reminding them about their own history. My fiancé is thrilled that the topic's finally off the table. What's the best way you've handled family pressure? Share your story in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.
What would you do if your home turned into a battleground over your daughter's privacy? Here's how one simple act escalated into a family crisis. My brother-in-law, Sammy, and his twin daughters moved in after he lost his home. It seemed manageable, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Zoe, my 16-year-old daughter, was patient, but when her cousins began taking her things without permission, that patience wore thin. It all came to a head when Zoe's prized $60 MAC makeup kit was destroyed. Colors mixed into a mess by Sloan. Zoe was crushed, and I knew something had to change. I installed a lock on Zoe's door, thinking it would solve the problem, but it only ignited a firestorm. Sammy was furious, accusing me of treating his daughters like criminals. Now I'm left questioning myself. Was I wrong to protect my daughter's privacy, or did I go too far? Would you have done the same? Let me know in the comments, and follow for more real-life dilemmas. Ever had a family argument go too far? Here's how a simple dinner turned into a massive family drama. We had a family dinner tonight with everyone present, siblings, partners, and extended family. During dinner, my elder sister and youngest brother got into a heated argument. My sister, who was clearly losing, snapped and insulted my brother, saying, "I'm not going to argue with a 22-year-old virgin." My brother hadn't made any personal attacks, so this was completely unprovoked. I couldn't stand by and let her bully him, so I fired back, reminding her that she'd slept with over 100 men in college, saying, "It's not a big deal, right? Everyone knows." What I didn't realize was that her husband didn't know. He stormed out, feeling betrayed, and now the family's blaming me for their marital problems. But I stand by what I did. She needed a taste of her own medicine. What do you think? Did I go too far? Or was I right to stand up for my brother? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Imagine your parents skipping your wedding for the sake of your sister's dog. Here's how I turned their excuse into a viral video. For years, my parents have canceled on me last minute because of my sister. From my basketball games to my graduation, they've always chosen her over me. So when I got married, I was nervous they'd ruin another big moment. My mom assured me they wouldn't, but on my wedding day, I got a voicemail saying they couldn't come because my sister's dog was sick. My best man, a prankster at heart, decided to post a video from our wedding with a voicemail as the background. The caption? An amazing person, even if his parents never showed up for him. The video went viral, and I came home from my honeymoon to a storm of messages. My family demanded I take it down, but I refused. My wedding was a once-in-a-lifetime event, and they chose to miss it. I'll take it down only when they find a way to make up for missing my wedding. What would you do if your parents missed your wedding? Should I take the video down or keep it up? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real-life stories. What would you do if your mother-in-law tried to crash your dream vacation? Here's how my perfect trip turned into a nightmare at the airport. I've never had the best relationship with my mother-in-law. She's always making snide remarks, comparing me to others, and even copying my style. Like the time she dyed her hair purple just like mine and then blamed me when everyone laughed at her. Recently, my husband and I planned a dream vacation abroad, a trip I saved for and organized myself. When my mother-in-law found out, she threw tantrums, trying everything to tag along. My husband even suggested we take her, but I stood my ground. Finally, he agreed, or so I thought. On the day of the trip, we arrived at the airport, and there she was, standing with her luggage ready to go. My husband had secretly booked her a ticket. I was furious and walked out, leaving them behind. When he came home, he berated me for ruining the trip, and even my family said I should have just gone along with it. But was I really in the wrong for standing up for myself? Was I right to walk away? Or should I have just gone along with it? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Imagine coming home to find your prized possession, something you've poured your heart and soul into, completely gone. Now, you're left with a choice. Seek justice or let it go. I had a 1967 Impala I'd been restoring for over a year, my dream project. My girlfriend moved in and hated that car, always complaining about it taking up space. I reminded her it was my house. While I was away on a business trip, she did something unimaginable. I came back, and the car, every part of it was gone. She'd hired people to scrap it all. I was furious. I'd invested over $11,000 into that car. I ended things right there and told her to leave. Now, I'm taking her to court. Her family and friends are begging me to drop it, saying it's just an old junker, but this was more than a car. It was my passion. And I'm not letting this go without a fight. Would you fight for what you love, or let it go to keep the peace? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to follow for more wild stories. Ever had your teen throw the classic, "You're not my dad" line at you? Here's how I turned it into a dad joke that might have gone too far. My stepdaughter, Madeline, was just a year old when I married her mom, Jessica. Her father passed away before she was born, and now at 15, she's rebelling against almost everything. After a recent argument, she hit me with the classic, "You're not my dad, I don't have to follow you." It stung, but I kept my cool, reminding her I'm still her legal guardian and she has to follow the rules in our house. Fast forward 2 days, and we're out grocery shopping. Madeline says, "I'm hungry. I need food." So I couldn't resist and replied, "Hi, hungry. I'm not your dad." My son burst out laughing, but Madeline went silent with embarrassment. My wife wasn't amused and told me not to stoop to her level. I thought it was just a harmless dad joke, but now I'm wondering, did I take it too far? What do you think? Was it just a harmless joke, or did I cross a line? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Ever had a coworker so insufferable you just had to get even? Here's how I got sweet revenge on the office jerk with a fake treasure hunt. I work for a construction company, and we have this golden rule. Anything we find hidden behind walls, we get to keep. We recently hired this guy who was a total jerk from day one, constantly mocking my clothes, my accent, and even snooping through my phone. He crossed the line when he showed my boss photos of me smoking weed, thinking he'd get me fired. Little did he know my boss and I go way back. We used to smoke together years ago. That's when I decided to teach him a lesson. I bought some fake gold coins online, put them in an old metal box, and hid it behind a wall. When he found it, he thought he'd hit the jackpot. He quit on the spot, calling my boss a loser and thinking he was set for life. But here's the kicker. The coins were fake, and my boss was about to fire him anyway for always being late. Watching him walk out, thinking he'd won, was the best $40 I've ever spent. What's the best revenge you've ever pulled off? Share your stories in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales of sweet revenge. Ever had a customer so angry they tried to get you fired? We turned the tables, but things got intense. I work weekends at a coffee shop, and dealing with rude customers is part of the job. One Saturday, a guy raged that his coffee wasn't hot enough, tearing into me like it was my fault. My heart pounded. What could I do? James, the owner's son, stepped in and calmly asked, "Is there a problem?" The guy blamed us both, so James said, "OP, you're fired." I played along, begging, "Please don't fire me. My family needs this job." The guy's anger vanished, replaced by panic. "No, don't fire her. I didn't mean it." He even offered to pay my wages. As the tension grew, I started to feel guilty. We were just trying to teach him a lesson, but had we gone too far? In the end, the customer left apologizing, but I couldn't shake the feeling that we crossed a line. What do you think? Did we take the prank too far? Or was it fair game? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. What would you do if your child made a racist joke in front of a stranger? Here's how I turned it into a serious lesson on respect. Last week, we ordered Chinese food for delivery. As I opened the door, my 13-year-old son loudly joked, "Hide the cat from the Chinese guy." The delivery driver clearly heard him, and I could see the hurt in his eyes. I immediately apologized, feeling both embarrassed and concerned. Later that evening, I sat my son down and explained why what he said was so wrong. I made him write a sincere apology letter and a short explanation on why racist jokes are harmful and perpetuate stereotypes. The next day, I took him back to the restaurant to read the apology aloud to the driver, who graciously accepted it and shared his own experiences with racism. That night, my husband argued that the punishment was too harsh and embarrassing for our son. But I stood firm. Our son needed to understand that words can hurt, and racism is never just a joke. Do you think the punishment was appropriate? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.